So this time last year, Kenny was actually in Toronto helping us with draft prep. It gave Kenny and I an opportunity to catch a Raps game together. And spirits were high, but I remember a moment that night at the game. We were standing in the partnership suite, and I kind of said to him, pressure's on this year. And I think for the first time, we had the right picks and pieces in place to truly see Kenny's potential. But ultimately, it was going to come down to him to deliver.
And I told him, this is the year for both of us. Like, you guys brought me back for 3 seasons, and I feel like I haven't given you guys what you expect out of me.
He responded accordingly. I mean, he fully understood the circumstances, and the rest is history. He delivered on a level that I don't think either of us really expected, even though he'll probably tell you he did.
In the north, and that is a shot from the AT&T logo.
If there was a composed player of the year award, Kenny would win it.
Let's go, baby!
This is a team that's averaging 79 points a game.
They are back-to-back tournament champs.
Point differential doesn't even matter with these guys. So they're just adding it on because they want to.
So we're on our way to the print center to process trade authorization paperwork to send to the NBA. It's almost cliche to say at this point, but this really is the most emotionally challenging part of the job, especially in this case, because I have a really good relationship with the player, and I know he loves playing here. But we talk a lot about chemistry, and chemistry is a balancing act. It's really more art and feel than anything. And it's iterative, it can change. You can find chemistry for a period of time, but then baggage can build up and you can lose that chemistry. And we have some experience in this where, at the end of season 1, we were really the most feared team, or one of the most feared teams heading into the playoffs. And for that reason, we brought that team back together, but it was just a little bit different. The chemistry wasn't quite the same. There was a little bit more entitlement, a little bit more ego came into play. And, in this case, we're not only trying to avoid, a small chemistry issue becoming a bigger chemistry issue, we also are excited about the idea of bringing in a younger player, someone who has already proven to be super elite at the position they play. They've won a tournament MVP. They carried their team, in my opinion, into the playoffs. And, we're excited to see how that player, potentially hits an even higher ceiling now, playing with last season's MVP and DPOY. So, we're optimistic for the future. We want to make a serious run at a championship next year. And, it's tough breaking up a team that did, what our team did this year. But, this is all in the interest of constant improvement. We're not resting on our laurels. We're making the hard decisions in order to make sure that, we are a contender again this year, and we have the potential to build a dynasty. My man, it's good to chat face to face. And what do we call you? Type? Xavier?
Yeah.
The X Factor?
I guess you can just call me Type, man, or you can call me X. Most of the time, I want something to be one syllable, so when we're grinding, Type or X is okay. You know what's crazy, though, Shane, out of all this, though? People say this, and they say big three, and they want to say all this defense. It's crazy to say it now, but when they see it in person and they feeling it, and you got other players actually going against us, I think they'll understand really quick of why this group's going to work so well together. I mean, on and off the court, I think the chemistry's there, and that what matters most is when you're out there on the court. And, I can look at Cook, and I literally look at Cook as one of my best friends. I look at Watt, one of my same guys. We grind with these guys in the offseason, and I think that chemistry is going to fit in so well. And a lot of people don't understand that I already know these guys before. I've talked to them before. I've played with them before, and some of these fans don't. Well, they may say, you trade Jerry, but Type, I'm going to fit well with these guys, And I think me coming right in, all I got to do is play my role, be myself. And it should be an easy run for the championship for sure.
And we got unfinished business, right? After all of our success, after all of our accolades, we came short on the one thing we wanted, and that's the prize for next year. That's what we all got our minds on.
Yes, sir.
So as soon as we could, we used our 4th player protection to bring Reese mode back. That was a no-brainer. He fits in so well with our team. He delivered for us all last season, so that was always going to be something we were going to do. The next move we did was to bring Trey back. And in season 2, when we traded him in that dramatic Vegas episode of North Code, I said to him in the other room, we're trading you because we need to bring in an elite center, and they don't come up very often. If we can bring you back, if the planets align, we'll do that. It's a team he fits in very well with. We've effectively created Still Trill plus Type in Toronto. And back in season 1, that was a pipe dream when the draft kind of tore apart all the elite Pro-Am teams.
Once I heard it was a possibility of me going back to Toronto, I was like, no way. They just went, 16-0, had a perfect season. They won 2 banners. I didn't think it was a strong possibility that I could go back to Toronto, Kind of like praying I went back, because there's nothing like playing with like 4 or 5 guys, that's willing to do whatever it takes to win. My mindset going into season 4, is to get back to what I was doing season 1. I feel like going into season 2, I kind of had like a little bit of an ego, because I was a top power forward in the league, I feel like. So I just need to get back to what I was doing season 1, as my guy Kenny got work say. Hungry Trey, hopefully bring some more banners, bring a championship back to Toronto.
Yeah, man, fresh off the 16-0 season, we made a couple moves. They may have been head scratchers for some people because we went 16-0. It's like you're on top of the world, you're the best team in the league. Why would you shake that up? Why would you break it up? And I always felt like we was kind of missing something on that team last season. Obviously, going 16-0 and winning 2 banners and making it to the Final 4 is unheard of. Probably won't happen again. I feel like we got better as a unit. Timely Cook and myself, especially the way that we love playing defense and how aggressive we are.
This season, I'm expecting a lot out of this team. It's either championship or bust for us. So, but that's our mindset. We just want to win it all. Like 16-0 don't matter anymore. None of this stuff matters anymore. As long as we come away with more banners and the championship, that's all that really matters. We can all be a 1-2 punch if, it could be me and Kenny, or Kenny and Trey, Kenny and Time and Reese, or Time and Trey. And then you add a guy like Type to the mix.
You truly want to build something special with your team and within this league every year. And you got guys 1 through 5, me, Kenny, Cook, Trey, and Reese, guys that are willing to play for each other and unselfish. And you got an MVP on this team, a defensive player on this team, a 3-point specialist on this team, and a guy like Trey, when you have him at the 4, he's swinging from all angles, and he's also not only doing this thing on the defensive side of the ball, he's doing it on the offensive side of the ball as well. So for me, it's just playing my role, doing what I need to do to win. Going 16-0 is such an accomplishment, and it's hard to do again. It may never be done again in this 2K league, but I know with the addition of me, it's going to be possible. And for us to make that run to the championship is going to be even more possible. So I'm excited to do both.
Even though we went 16-0 and won 2 banners, we still had weaknesses, and flaws in our game that teams obviously exposed, like in the playoffs. With these 2 guys that we got, they could get us over that hump. And expect a big season from your boy again, Mr. BPOY Kenny, Mr. MVP, Mr. Gold Medalist, scoring champ, whatever you want to call it, man. You do everything that you need. Second in steals. You got my boy Type coming from the Hornets. Hey, now we got the best big man in the league. And hopefully bring that championship back to the 6.